Who else has this uneasy feeling that this timeline is about to shift to an even more less desirable timeline? Can't help but feel it in my bones, right? It's like I can visualize it, I can see it, but who else can just feel it in their bones that it's gonna get worse before it gets better, right? I do feel like the get better is on the horizon, but I feel like we're gonna have some sacrifices to make before that happens, right? I do feel like it's going to feel or look worse for a little while, at least, before things shift back to where they need to be. And like I said, a lot of things need to happen, most of which are going to be very uncomfortable for a lot of people, right? Very uncomfortable. Matter of fact, that's why we're in the position we're in now, because, well, we've been too comfortable for too long, right? But I do feel a shift, right?
Oh, I wouldn't want to be a kid growing up today. I would not want to be young kid today. Because why I say that is, look how the world has changed since I grew up. Well, if it changes that much in the next 50 years, 60 years, whatever, what kind of world are we going to be living in? I mean, can you imagine if you live to be almost 89 years of age like I am, can you imagine what the world would be like then? Have you ever stopped and thought about it? Just like my dad, he lived to be 90. He made the remark, he had lived to see it go from horse and buggy days to a man on the moon. Look what happened in that 90 years that he lived. What's going to happen if you live to be 90?
Something is shifting and you can feel it. There's a grief underneath the awakening that we don't really talk about enough. It's a quiet mourning of who you used to be, the old world, the old you, and the version who tolerated what it shouldn't have. And right now, so many of us are anchoring into our truth more than ever before. And with that anchoring comes a clarity that can feel like a loss. Relationships that don't fit anymore. Spaces that you just can't keep showing up in. And versions of yourself that you've outgrown, but you're still grieving. And that grief is real. Honor it. It means the shift is happening. And as we move fully into the new Earth timeline, something becomes very undeniable. You know what you can't tolerate anymore. You know what doesn't match your frequency anymore. And that knowing, it's not just enough to feel it. You've got to speak it. You've got to move your truth into action, to vocalize it. Because the moment you do, everything that isn't aligned with you falls away. Not as punishment, but as alignment. Because truth spoken out loud has so much power because it breaks the illusion. It dismantles what was never real to begin with. And the version of your life built on people pleasing or shrinking or silence cannot survive contact with your authentic voice. So let yourself grieve the old self and let it become the one who speaks clearly, unapologetically, in full alignment with what's true. The new earth doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be real.
Bro, there's like a major shift going on right now, right? And I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it pulsating through me. Like, I don't know what the future holds for this reality and how long it has, but it's definitely crumbling. You know that saying, like, your body feels it before you like really see it. That's how I'm experiencing it, bro. All of this shit is about to crumble. You feel me? All of this shit is becoming more and more fake, more and more noticeable. Right? I can see that people are starting to awaken in so many different little ways, defying the laws of this fake society, right? And I was like, yo, I was saying to myself, I'm like, is it just me? Is it just me that's like feeling this shit? Like I'm feeling this big ass collective shift, or am I tripping? Like, is it just me for real? Or does other people feel this shit too? Like, they just sitting and you just like feeling it. Like, yo, something is coming, bro. Something is coming, you know, and it's transforming through me. Like, it's speaking to me right now. Like, and it can sound crazy, but it's really not. It's not at all. You'll never feel shit for no reason for real. And you can go through all of the thoughts in the world, like, yo, what if it's not this? Or what if it's this? What if I'm just tripping like this? Or what if... But when it really come down to it, man, I ain't in no psychosis, man. I know how this shit work, and I also know how nature works, right? And how this is a pattern throughout history of when a nation falls, right? And when a time falls, right? Like I said, like how nature works, evolution and devolution, we've been de-evolving for so long, right? Going on a down plummet. You know, more and more ignorance, right? More disconnection. And inevitably we're gonna go right back up. That's just how nature works. What goes up must come down, and it's going to inevitably go back up again, right? And we're going back up for sure, but it's gonna be chaotic like how it is right now. It's even more. It's gonna be more chaotic, times 10. And of course, we don't want to think about crazy shit happening, but hey, man, be prepared for whatever, to be honest with you. I'm still gonna live my days like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna plan my shit like I'm really, like I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, make sure I accomplish right now in this society. But who knows what's gonna happen, bro, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just destined.
I can't be the only one thinking this and feeling this way. Have you thought to yourself lately, you've looked around, you've seen the people around you and felt, could we and or are we really in end times? And when I say that, I don't mean it in a morbid, depressive way, but think about this. Have you walked around lately and seen anything exciting? Like I just got out of a Best Buy, and I used to love Best Buy. And I would walk in and be super excited about some kind of new electronic device coming out. Not exciting. I go to look at new movies that are coming out. We've done that. Oh, we've seen that. Oh, part 2. Oh, it's going to suck. Like, nothing new or exciting is coming out in regards to movies. I was at a car dealership recently. Nothing exciting. We've seen that. We've seen this engine. We've seen this off-road capability. We've seen this technology. But I think with cars too, a lot of people are deterring away from cars because of what's to come of the future of the AI technology and the face scanning and all of the subscriptions. But it's just not exciting anymore.
This so-called illusion called reality, you're not seeing the same reality no more. And it's a lot of people that's starting to feel this way. Something is starting to feel off because the things that you consider was a reality is slowly fading away. That's why nothing feels the same no more. The things that you used to always love, you don't love it no more. Nothing feels right. Something shifted. And a lot of people are starting to feel this shift. People have been feeling this for a while. But it's more people that's starting to become more woke to the shift. And they can't deny it. And it's happening more than ever. Some people are stating that they can feel it in their bones. They can just feel it. They know something is off. Something is about to change. And it's happening faster than you think, drastically. That's why nothing makes sense anymore. Reality is not real no more. A lot of people feeling disconnected, don't know where to go, don't know where to turn because they've been misguided their whole life. The things that used to make sense, it don't make sense no more. People are still functioning properly. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's the scary part, the terrifying part. Because all you ever wanted in this life is to just exist. But it's becoming more difficult to just exist. Trying to validate yourself, keeping up, holding on to fake friendships, things that you thought that mattered, you start to realize that it don't matter as much as you think it matters. You start to function better. You start to realize things much faster because that's how it really supposed to be. That's a part of it. And I know times is hard. Times is difficult. That's why nothing is the same no more. Everything is strange. Something happens in the world every day. But the more and more something happens in the world and your country, you don't let it get to you no more. And it's not because you're getting older. It's deeper than that. And that's why it's hard to unsee it. Because a lot of people were trying to fight this shift, this change. But they can't fight it. It's occurring naturally. You're growing naturally. It's not forced no more. Because you're always trying to force this, force that. You used to. That was the older version of you. You always was trying to fight how something's supposed to go. Just speaking. And then when you learn that how it's supposed to go, then what's actually happening is what really is. And a lot of people haven't been woke to that. They've been asleep for a long time. But once you woke to situations and how things are starting to not make sense, you'll become stronger. That better version of you, that shift that you always ran from. But now, the time is now. Because you're at that point in your life where you're starting to realize nothing seems real and you're tired of running. And that's my take on this situation. Let me know how y'all feel about this one. Leave it in the comments. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.